Hello, so today I'm going to show you how to integrate Stripe payments into your Lovable app. It's a pretty straightforward process, but there's a few things that we need to understand, moving backwards and forwards between Lovable and the Stripe platform. Let's get going. So here we are in Lovable. This is an app I've already been building. It's called Pate and it's an AI-powered bill splitting app. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add Stripe into it for the first time, allowing it to unlock some premium features. We're going to do everything in test mode. The reason is that Stripe keeps test mode and live mode separate, so you can verify that everything works properly before processing real payments, before testing it and switching over to live later. So here we are inside the Stripe dashboard. So we're going to name the project. I'm naming mine Pate because that's the name of my project, but obviously yours will be different. And we're just going to create an account from scratch. So here we are inside the developers page. The first thing we need is a Stripe API key, so Lovable can talk to your Stripe account. In Stripe, click the developers menu at the bottom left. This brings you here to the developers section where you can see the API key page. Click create restricted key. And when you're asked to choose a type, select build in your own integration. So that's the bottom one on this menu. Give your key a name. I'm just calling mine Lovable integration, so it's easy to identify for later. Now for the permissions, Lovable needs write access to 6 specific resources. I put them all on the screen here, so you can pause and check them off as you go. So in core, you need to change it to write for customers and products. In billing, for customer portal, prices and subscriptions, all to write. For checkout sessions, switch that to write as well. Once done, you can scroll down and click Create Key. There it is, your new restricted key on the API keys page. Copy that, and we're heading back to Lovable now. So back in Lovable, this is where it gets interesting because Lovable essentially builds your entire Stripe integration through a conversation. It walks you through a series of questions about what you want to set up. So in my case, I'm telling it I want a recurring subscription of about €3 a month. I want it to get the analytics page for premium users only, and I want the upgrade to be a checkout flow. And I want some other premium features like PDF downloads and things like that. Of course, your product is going to be unique to you. You'll notice that it uses multiple choice at certain points, so just select the options to match what you're building. Now, at this point, Lovable asks you for the restricted API key. That's the one we just created. Go back to Stripe, copy it, and paste it here. One more thing worth noting, Lovable also asks you for the webhook signing secrets at this stage. We don't have them yet because we haven't set up our webhook endpoints in Stripe. So we're going to tell Lovable to proceed without it for now, and we'll come back and add it once we've got them. Right, now we need to set up a webhook in Stripe. Same place as before, developers at the bottom left, but this time we're going to webhooks. This is how Stripe talks back to your app when something happens on Stripe's end, like a successful payment or cancelled subscription. Similar to the write permissions on the secret keys, your webhooks may differ very slightly, as these are the ones I need for my product, but these are the most common ones. It's best to look up and check what you specifically will need for your product. Click Add Destination. You'll be asked where the events are coming from. Select your account. Now we select the events we want Stripe to tell us about. There are 5 we need. You can watch me enter them one at a time, clearing the field between each one. These cover every important movement of the subscription life cycle: a successful payment, a new subscription, any changes to a subscription, a cancellation, and a failed payment. For the URL endpoint, this is your Superbase project URL, followed by functions, v1, Stripe webhook. Lovable has given you this when you set up the Edge function. Click Create Destination, and there it is, active. You'll also see the sign-in secret here. Use this value. We need to copy it, so do that. So we're back in Lovable. This is why we told it to proceed without the secret earlier. We needed to go and create the webhook endpoint in Stripe first, because that's what generates the sign-in secret. Now that we have that, apologies not shown here, but Lovable will ask you to add it. On our behalf, Lovable will then take that and store it in the back end for us. And that's the back end fully wired up. Lovable has built and deployed all the Edge functions, connected them to Stripe, and secured the webhooks, all through this chat. Okay, let's test the entire thing end to end. So as we're in test mode, we're just going to use Stripe's test card, which is just 4242 repeated 4 times. Any future expiry date doesn't really matter. And then any 3-digit CVC. Click subscribe. We're back in the app. The app checked our subscription status and confirmed that we're premium and gave us access. We can see the extra functionality and the analytics page, so that's all set up and working. And here's the customer portal. This is what your users see when they want to manage their subscription, update their payment information, or view their invoices. Stripe hosts and maintains all of this for you as well. So when you want to go live, which is not something I've done in this video, there's a few things you need to do. I've got a checklist here for you. Now, I know that may sound a bit frustrating because you've just set everything up and now you're being told you need to go and do some of it again, but there's a good reason for it. Stripe keeps test mode and live mode completely isolated from each other by design. That means no test data or fake customers or dummy transactions can ever leak into your production environment and mess up your real revenue for your live customers. It's a small amount of duplication that is the trade-off for a nice, clean live setup. And after all, you really needed to test everything in advance to know that your setup will work properly. So first, make sure Stripe has verified your business. You can't process real payments until that's done. You then need to switch Stripe from test mode to live mode at the top of the page. From there, create a new restricted API key in the live mode with the same 6 permissions and update them in Lovable. Again, make your new webhooks and then assign the webhooks back into the Lovable. You'll then need to recreate your product price in live mode one more time. Finally, of course, you need to do a small test transaction with the real card to make sure that all the payments are working correctly. Thanks for watching. So if you have any questions, please do ask them down in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again next time.